Boys and girls, it is now time for math. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. Boys and girls, can you help me read our learning target today? I can add within 1,000 using place value strategies. And I can explain my calculations to others. Great job, boys and girls. Today, we'll be using the base 10 block strategy. Remember, we have ones cubes, tens cubes, and hundreds cubes to represent the place of each digit in a number. Another strategy that we will use is the number line strategy, where you start with one number and jump the amount of ones, tens, and hundreds for the other number. Another strategy to solve problems is to use the expanded form strategy, where we stretch out a number like a rubber band that we're stretching so that we can see all of the places of the numbers. After we finish adding or subtracting, we put that number back together in standard form for the answer. Don't forget, add-in plus add-in equals sum, and minuend minus subtrahend equals difference. Boys and girls, yesterday I left you with a problem to solve. Do you have that problem with you now? If not, pause the video and go get your answer so we can check to see if it's correct. All right, boys and girls. Yesterday you were to solve 249 plus 125. Remember, the first step is to identify the place values of each number. Then, draw the amount of ones, tens, and hundreds for the first number, and then the amount of ones, tens, and hundreds for the second number. Then, starting in the ones place, count your blocks. Can you help me count these base 10 blocks? Remember, the magic number is 10. If you have 10 ones, you circle them and move them to the tens place. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boys and girls, did you count 10 blocks yesterday? Circle them, cross them out, draw an arrow, and add another tens rod? I hope so. So now we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 ones left over. Let's add how many tens rods we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 tens in our answer. And last but not least, let's add the hundreds. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 hundreds. So our answer is 372. Does that match the answer that you had yesterday? If so, give yourself a happy face. If not, correct it and show your work correctly. Now let's look at the explanation. This is something that you should have written. Remember, your words don't have to match exactly to my words, just as long as you're identifying place value and you're talking about the answer in the same way. You should have something like this in your explanation. My equation was 249 plus 125 equals 374. First, I built 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 9 ones. Then I added 100s, 2 10s, and 5 ones using base 10 blocks. I added 9 ones and 5 ones, and the sum was 14. I regrouped 10 ones and moved them to the tens place. I had 4 ones left over. Next, I added 4 10s and 3 10s, and the sum was 7 10s. Finally, I added 200s and 100 to get a sum of 300s. My final answer was 374. Does your explanation look a lot like mine? If not, please correct your work. If so, give yourself a star. Let's look at our problem for today. Today, boys and girls, we are subtracting using the base 10 block strategy. Our problem or equation is 482 minus 146. Remember, the first step is to identify place value. We have 2 1s, 8 10s, and 4 100s. And in our next number, we have 6 1s, 4 10s, and 100. Boys and girls, the next step is to build the first number, starting with your ones. How many ones do we have, boys and girls? Yes, 2 1s. 1, 2. Now let's cross out those 2 1s so we don't get confused and make them again. How many 10s should we pull down? That's right, 8 10s. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great job, boys and girls. Are you following along with me? Now it's time to pull down our hundreds place number. We have 4 hundreds. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, boys and girls, let's cross out that 4 so we don't get confused and build that number again. Now it's time to subtract. Remember, subtract means to take away something or scratch it off. So let's start with our ones place number. We have to take away 6 1s from the ones place. Oh no, we only have 2 1s. We don't have enough 1s to take 6 1s away. Can you remember what to do when there are not enough 1s? That's right. Take it to the bank. Take away a 10s from the 10s place and move it to the 1s place. But when you move it to the 1s place, it's going to turn into 10 1s. We're going to break that 10s rod all apart. Can you help me count 10 1s now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job, boys and girls. Now, can we take away 6 1s? Yes, we can. Help me scratch them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job, boys and girls. Let's cross out that 6 1s, and now we can see how many 1s are left over. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 1s left over. We're finished with the 1s place answer. Now let's go to the 10s place answer. How many tens do we need to subtract now? Yes, 4 tens. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many tens rods do we have left? Yes, 3 tens. So let's go ahead and take away that 4 so we don't get confused. Now it's time to take away our hundreds. How many hundreds do we need to scratch off? That's right, just 1. So I'll take this one away. Now, can you help me count to see how many ones are left? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 ones are left. Boys and girls, our final answer is 336. Now let's look at our explanation. My equation was 482 minus 146 equals 336. First, I built 4 hundreds, 8 tens, and 2 ones. Boys and girls, remember, that was our first number. Remember when we built it? Next, I subtracted my ones place numbers. I could not subtract 6 ones from 2 ones. So I had to regroup a tens and turn it into 10 ones to make it 12 ones. Boys and girls, remember when that happened? We only had 2 ones, but we had to take away 6 ones, so we took a tens rod, moved it to the ones place, turned it into 10 ones, then we took away 6 ones. Altogether, we had 12 ones. What happened after that? Then I could subtract 6 ones. Remember, we scratched off 6 ones? I had 6 ones left over. After that, I subtracted 4 tens from 8 tens, and my answer was 3 tens. Finally, I subtracted 100 from 4 hundreds, and the answer was 3 hundreds. My final answer was 336. Boys and girls, your explanation should look something like this when you do the next problem on your own. Make sure you have your pencil and paper, boys and girls. This is the problem that you are to solve today. When you're finished solving that problem, take a picture of it using your cell phone, and you can text it to Mrs. Hefner, or you can upload it to your email, your parents' email, and send it to me so that I can see your work. Have you written down the equation? 393 minus 147. Now let's review what we've learned today. Today, we have been subtracting using the base 10 block strategy. Ones, tens, and hundreds are used to show our equations. After you finish your work for today, you can have more fun using your Math Workbook Volume 1. Select 1 or 2 pages that are listed to continue working on subtraction and addition. Then you can work online on Moby Max using Mrs. Hefner's blogs. Just click on the link that says Moby Max and log in. Have fun learning, boys and girls.